Chapter 337 for the Blue just dropped. I'm not even gonna waste any time. We're just gonna get straight into it.
Blue Lock Japan is caught up! This white hot match is just getting started, folks.
And we see Hiryo, Chigri, Batra, and Ryu pulling up to the French audience, waving their flags, showing in their face that, yeah, they got this shit. They got the shit unlocked. They can score goals too. But ISAGI, he's kind of in his feelings still. What is happening in Blue Lock? Where's this team trying to go? What should I believe in? And Ego... fucking useless. But Isagi's looking over him and he's about to talk to him. He goes on, but then Karasu comes over. Hey Isagi, come here. Let's keep on using this method now. Huh? They're covering you too heavily, so the plans we practice ain't working. So I'm gonna focus on helping and set up shots just like I just did. I'll figure out new ways to score goals without you. It's the only way we can beat France, right? Sure. But... are you okay with throwing away your life as a striker, Karasu? And Karasu is shocked, which, you know, rightfully so in my opinion, because this is a pretty crazy question to ask. Huh? It ain't like I'm throwing it away. I know you've done the same thing before. You do stuff like temporarily assist to help set up the team to win. Yeah, I have. I just did the same thing now. If you want to talk about life as a striker, then what about Gagamaru playing goalie? We're all the guys playing defense. They ain't strikers. Well, yeah, but still, something about your new attitude just doesn't seem right. The heck? Don't diss me if you can't even verbalize it. Unlike what you're doing. At least I'm trying to change for Blue Lock's sake. And you know, Karasu's got the aura of his little assistant crow. He's looking kind of cold. And Isagi, yeah, I know that shit definitely cut deep for him. He's offended as hell. I don't even blame him, because I see Karasu, a man who's had like 2 seconds of screen time before this match, trying to talk crazy on me, the main character, who has a $240 million salary, who's done just about every damn feat in this entire series. I'm beheading Karasu on that field, no questions asked. Hold up, Karasu. That's what's been bugging me. Huh? You just said you're doing it for Blue Lock's sake. Anything besides playing soccer for yourself isn't the way of the egotist. And bro, Karasu's eye, he is not fucking with this. All of us aiming to be the world's best striker. You deviated from that philosophy because of what Hugo said. What's going on? And now you're prioritizing the team's victory as a second best. That's not the Blue Lock way. And Isagi declare that shit all serious? Okay, you know, I might be shivering in my boots a little bit, but not Karasu. Not Karasu. Then go on. Score a goal, you piece of trash. Isagi. Isagi. Huh? Since you ain't effective as a striker, I'm trying to change based on our opponent's opinion. What about it? Would it be the Blue Lock way to let France kick our asses just for Yoichi Isagi's sake? Looks to me like you're the one spinning his wheels acting like number one. And you're trying to ruin Blue Lock too, you ordinary bastard. Hey, and Isagi. The last thing we need Isagi to do right now is have an outburst. As long as Isagi can keep his cool. I'm thinking about Blue Lock too! I'm working so hard, I've been racking my brain about what I need to do as the best in Blue Lock. For Blue Lock, I'll... Look, you just said it yourself. For Blue Lock. How are you any different from me? Isagi, you fucking loser. No, my goat cannot be doing all this, please. Kaneshiro, let him score a goal, let him grow pair wings. I can't stand looking at Isagi like this. Okay, that's enough, chill out you two. You're both right. What if you try thinking like that? There's no denying that Karasu's method got results. And the egotistic philosophy Isagi's talking about is important too. So let's make use of both. Aiku comes in, saving the day, being Papa as always, no pause. We'll fight with all we've got, while finding a new shape for Blue Lock to win. How's that sound? Okay, fine by me. In any case, it seems like it's time for Blue Lock to change. And that ends the exchange between Karasu and Isagi. And yeah, I'm not gonna hold you, Karasu definitely dominated that shit. Isagi, you are looking sorry as hell right now. But that is the least of his worries, because we go into a restart with France, and the team has a bit of commentary.
Dang, they caught up with us. So annoying, it's like, what the F? Well, I think this would be more fun than shutting them out. Yeah, this is good. They'll keep leading this field towards its destiny.
And Hugo kicks off the restart as Loki gets the ball and Rin is standing in his way. Just try it, you perfectionist freaks. I want a goal so badly I can't stand it. And we officially go into another duel with Rin and Loki.
Oh yeah? Same here.
And back in Isagi's head. We've settled on our strategy for now, but we haven't solved the fundamental issue. That goal Karasu and Hiryo made, it'll be hard to use now that France is ready for it. Its reproducibility is too low. Nothing will change unless I can make myself effective. But there's no way in hell that I'll live as second best. And then we get fucking Hugo molesting Isagi.
Second best is just another kind of ego. Being the best isn't the only way to live.
And resting his chin on Isagi, nuzzling his shoulder, Hugo continues to rage bait the fuck out of Isagi. Leave him alone, please. Leave him alone. And Isagi literally smacks Hugo off of him.
So listen up, Yoichi Isagi, and I'll tell you about my ego as second best.
And just as we get teased for Hugo's backstory, that is the end of chapter 337 for the Blue. And holy bro, this chapter was the hardest chapter for me to ever read. Cause why is Asagi getting rage baited by Karasu? Asagi's not even wrong. Like, I don't care what you say. Asagi's not wrong here. Karasu's mindset here is a bit destructive for Blue Lock as a team. Cause essentially, Karasu's subscribing to the Ichiran high school mindset that held back Asagi for so long. Everything you have to do is for the team, as long as it's for victory. And sure, it could produce some winnings in the short term, but long term, we already know how that's super dangerous and ineffective. But because Asagi's being an emotional bastard right now, rage baited by Hugo non-stop and now by Karasu, I can't really say I'm on Asagi's side here either, because he's really bad at putting his words together. Luckily, Aiku came in clutch, and he kind of mediated for a bit, even though I don't really agree with Aiku either that both methods are right. Like, no, I'm very sure that Asagi's is a lot better than Karasu's. It's just that Karasu's produced a short-term win that's very hard to look past because it was quite essential, if I'm being honest. And Asagi's also just not wording things the best. So it does seem very clear that Karasu is the one on the right, even though that's not the case. But man, Karasu's aura here, it's just too good. It's just too good. And the thing is, Asagi and Karasu have never really liked each other. This panel right here from the U20 match, celebrating his final goal, is probably like the most I've ever seen them get along. And that's saying a lot considering they're not even like directly interacting here. They've always kind of had a bone to pick with each other. So seeing it all culminate here, as horrible as it is, it's also kind of weirdly satisfying to finally see this dynamic pay off. Goddamn, this chapter has produced some of the greatest slander this fandom has ever seen, and I equally love it and hate it. But speaking of things to love, this first panel here with my boys all celebrating in front of the French audience, it does not get tougher than that. Bachiro with the slide, Aryu, he's doing his fucking JoJo pose. Chigiri on Hyori's back, bro, I swear, Hyori stays getting rode on and having people ride him, like, no pause. And of course we have Ego being useless as always, but the next chapter is called Double Joker. And the last time this manga had anything to do with Jokers, there were subs on the field, and pretty important ones at that, which seems like could definitely be the case for the next chapter. And Double Joker 2, am I feeling a Shido and Barou team up? I mean, they are the only two characters in this entire manga that have been referred to as Jokers. So that seems like a real possibility, but it could also just be a way of saying there's two subs that could be anyone. My personal preference is still Shido and Kunigami, but I don't know. It could really go either way now. And who do I want to see subbed off? Realistically, it's gonna be Asagi and Rin, but I think it'd be way funnier if Asagi and Karasu got subbed off. I'm not really sure how Ego would spin that, I just think it'd be really funny. But yeah, it seems like Asagi and Rin might have to take the bench next chapter as Shido and Kunigami or Barou go on stage. And lastly, Hugo. I feel like I'm always coming back to him, and people always get the wrong idea saying I hate him. I really don't. Hugo is an amazing character. I think he's one of the best Blue Lock villains we've been introduced to in a while. Putting Karasu aside for now. And I just love his mannerisms too. Like, he towers over Asagi and still like rests his chin on his shoulder. You can see his jersey fucking wrinkling from this. This is like the gayest thing I've ever seen, and I love it. I absolutely am a fiend for it. And his backstory. What could Hugo's backstory possibly be? Does it have anything to do with Sai? Because, Sai also sort of like changed his goal. I sort of doubt it, because I've seen people say like, oh bro, this philosophy here is just so Sai has an explanation for why he changed his goal. And I just don't believe that's true, because for one, Hugo and Sai don't even agree with each other. Sai actually recognizes Asagi as a striker, and not just as a striker, but as the strongest hope Japan has. And you could say like, oh, he's just trying to like make Rin feel bad, but it's pretty clear that even on the one-on-one interactions he had with Asagi, Sai genuinely believes that Asagi has striker talent to him, which makes me believe that he's not really bluffing here either. So I don't really think Hugo's backstory's gonna have anything to do with Sai, but I feel like it could be interesting nonetheless with a completely new perspective. Who knows? But yeah, that's all I have for today's chapter. And remember, if you enjoyed the video, to like, comment, subscribe, because it would mean the world to me, especially since most of you don't. But until the next video, I'll see ya. Peace.